So Travis,
Yes.
I pulled in last night and went over to Pastor's house and sat by this really awesome fire pit by the creek. And the best part of that was no mosquitoes. But anyway, you started talking about this story about a cross penny. And from, I don't know, maybe it could have been or maybe not. Something that happened a couple years ago down here, but it happened during that time, I heard. So your story was interesting enough that I want other people to hear it. So can
Okay.
you share with me what you remember of sharing last night?
Well, the thing that he is talking about would be this penny cross, and yeah. So might not look like anything to a lot of people, but to me, it actually changed my life, I believe. And the reason it changed my life was I just went through lost a pet of mine who was actually like a kid. Helped me get through all the deaths that I had, losing the jobs and all that. And he died in my lap. And the next day, I go to the Exxon to get gas, and there's this cross laying on the counter. And I didn't think anything of it. So give it to the lady at the counter. Next day, get home, check the mail. There's a letter in the mailbox of scriptures that were not in anybody else's mailbox in the carousel up top. So I didn't think anything of it. A couple months later, I decide I needed to make the change and accept Christ into my life. I call a friend to come help me with that. He shows me a video, this guy right here, and he's like, you know that penny cross you were talking about that you saw at the Exxon and gave it away? He's like, this guy is the one that makes them and hands them out. So I never got one back until now. And it's going to go everywhere with me. And every time I have it, I'm going to think about him changing my life. You might not know it, but I know you may not have done it. He used you to change me. And hopefully this might change somebody else's life. So I just want to thank you. Yeah, I just thank you. And it's been the best decision I've ever made. And there's no turning back. No turning back at all.
So one of the many purposes of wanting to hear this is a lot of people are so afraid of or against tract ministries and things like that. And I believe that every way that the Lord gives us to use to spread the gospel, whether it's preaching on Sundays or throwing a cross penny on the ground by the gas pumps so someone just happens to gander down, hello, and whatever, a tract in a case of beer at the grocery store, and when they open the beer up, there it is. We don't know when somebody needs to hear or is prepared to hear from the Lord. And it's something as simple as you seeing a cross penny at the right time, at the right place, just like a Gideon Bible placed in the hotels. Someone's there to commit suicide or whatever, and all of a sudden they pull that drawer open and, oh, there's the Bible, and they start looking in it. A cross penny, a tract, whatever, can be the same thing and have the same result, because it ain't about, I didn't even have to be there. If that was a penny from us, I didn't even have to be there for it. It's just someone seeing the cross and what the cross represents and thinking, wow, my life is toast. My life is messed up, but there's someone out here that loves me. And then finding that tract, right? It was a tract in that carousel in the mailbox that gave you the word, because it's more than just seeing something. People are like, preach the gospel and use words if necessary. Words are necessary. You can't preach the gospel without words. That cross was one thing, but getting that gospel tract and hearing the gospel being preached through the words was something else. So this is the importance of doing any kind of ministry, whether it's cross pennies or preaching the gospel or handing out tracts, is for somebody like us knuckleheads to see something of the Lord and make an impact on our lives.